Philadelphia doesn't make emotional decisions lightly, and that's exactly why today's news hit so hard. When word began circulating that the Eagles had officially parted ways with one of their most recognizable and impactful players, it immediately sent shockwaves through the fan base and around the league. This wasn't a fringe roster move. This wasn't a quiet depth adjustment. This was a clear, deliberate decision involving a player who has been central to the team's recent identity, production, and on-field presence. The kind of player you expect to see wearing midnight green deep into the season, not walking away earlier than anticipated. What makes this move so surprising isn't just the name attached to it, but the timing. The Eagles are in a competitive window, a phase where every personnel decision is meant to maximize contention rather than reset expectations. Letting go of a proven contributor during that window instantly raises questions. Fans are asking why now. Analysts are asking what changed. And league insiders are reading this as a sign that something behind the scenes finally reached a turning point. To be clear, this wasn't a dramatic blow-up or a messy public fallout. From everything being reported, this decision came after internal evaluation, long discussions, and careful consideration from the front office. Philadelphia values culture, accountability, and long-term flexibility. When the Eagles move on from a star player, it's almost never impulsive. It's calculated, and that's what makes this so fascinating. Because when a front office as disciplined as this one decides to close a chapter early, it usually means the organization believes the future path demands it. This player gave the Eagles real value, production, leadership moments, and key contributions in high-pressure situations. There were games that swung because of him, drives extended because of him, moments where the stadium fed off his energy. That's why this departure stings for fans who watched him grow into a household name in Philadelphia. You don't replace that overnight, and pretending otherwise would be dishonest. At the same time, football is a business built on margins. Cap flexibility, age curves, injury history, scheme evolution, and locker room dynamics all matter. Even star players aren't immune to that reality. The Eagles have consistently shown that they're willing to make difficult decisions a year early rather than a year too late. We've seen this philosophy before, and while it often hurts in the moment, it has helped keep the franchise competitive across multiple eras. One important thing to understand here is that this move does not erase what this player accomplished in Philadelphia. The respect remains. The film doesn't lie. His impact during his tenure will still be remembered, and his time with the Eagles will always be part of his story. This is not about rewriting history. It's about acknowledging that the organization believes its next phase requires a different direction. From a football standpoint, the Eagles are betting on internal development and strategic allocation of resources. They believe younger players are ready to step into larger roles. They believe the system can elevate replacements. And most importantly, they believe this move strengthens the roster as a whole, even if it weakens a single position in the short term. That's a gamble, but it's one this front office has earned the credibility to make. Fans also need to understand that unexpected departures don't always signal decline. Sometimes they signal transition. Sometimes they open doors for players who have been waiting for opportunity. And sometimes they allow a team to address multiple needs rather than committing significant resources to one name, no matter how popular that name may be. Around the league, reactions have been mixed. Some executives see this as bold. Others see it as risky, but no one sees it as careless. That alone tells you how the Eagles are perceived across the NFL. This franchise doesn't operate on headlines. It operates on plans. And today's move fits into a larger blueprint that may not be fully visible yet, but is clearly being followed with intention. For the player himself, this is not the end of relevance. In fact, it may be the beginning of a new opportunity. Teams around the league value experience, production, and professionalism. There will be interest. There will be conversations. and there's a strong chance we see him contributing meaningfully elsewhere, perhaps even in a situation that better suits where he is in his career right now. For Eagles fans, the emotions are understandable: shock, frustration, confusion, even disappointment, all valid. This player was part of memorable moments. He represented effort and competitiveness, and saying goodbye to that is never easy. But being a fan of a consistently competitive organization also means trusting uncomfortable decisions, especially when they're made by a front office with a proven track record. What happens next is where this story truly begins: how the Eagles fill the gap, how the remaining players respond, how the locker room absorbs the change, and how the coaching staff adjusts the scheme to reflect a slightly different personnel landscape. Those answers will come on the field, not in press releases. One thing is certain: this move will be studied closely as the season unfolds. Every snap at this position will be analyzed, every performance compared, every success or struggle linked back to today's decision. That's the price of making a bold call, and the Eagles are fully aware of it. Philadelphia has never been afraid of tough choices. This city respects honesty, effort, and direction, even when it hurts. And while this departure feels sudden and unexpected, it fits the larger identity of a franchise that prioritizes long-term competitiveness over short-term comfort. So, as surprising as this news is, it's not chaos. It's not panic. It's a calculated shift, one that may look clearer months from now than it does today. Until then, the debate will rage, the opinions will fly, and the emotions will remain high. That's football. That's Philadelphia. And that's what makes moments like this so compelling. If there's one takeaway from this move, it's that the Eagles are not standing still. They are evolving, adjusting, and making decisions they believe will keep them relevant at the highest level. Whether this gamble pays off will be decided on Sundays. But the message is already clear. No matter the name, no matter the past, the future always comes first in Philadelphia.